And it's raining. It never rains here, but it's raining now. Today I'm going to do a review for you of this micro watercolor palette by Portable Painter. It's ultra thin, ultra small. I'll show you how it goes together. I will do a couple of sketches for you in my sketchbook, just like I were out doing urban sketching or plein air painting. And we'll put it through its paces. Let's see if this little guy can do what you need it to do out in the field. Oh, and if you stick around to the end, I'll be giving away this portable painter to one of my lucky viewers. Let's go. Well, if you're anything like me, you probably have a whole lot of palettes. But let me talk to you about my two favorite palettes. And so let me clear this off and show you what I'm talking about. All right, that's a little bit better. These are both from Portable Painter. I just wanted to say that I bought the Portable Painter Classic palette a couple years ago with my own money, and it's my favorite plein air palette. When Portable Painter contacted me and asked if I would be interested in reviewing their new micro watercolor palette, since I had such a good experience with their classic, I decided to go ahead and review this one. They sent me this one for review, and they know that this will be an honest review. They get no say in anything that I tell you. They don't get to preview any of the video. I'll tell you straight up if I like it and what its flaws are. I don't make a commission on any sales that may or may not be generated from this video. I'd just like you to know if I find a good product. All right, with that bit of info in your pocket, let's continue. Is the name of the company, name of the brand. This one was their original offering. I believe they call it the Classic. It is just a masterpiece of design. It's held together by this little slippy knot here. So it's a very compact design. This slides out to reveal these two black containers, and your palette is on the inside. Let me put these down. And that reveals your 12 different colors. These are all half pans. You have a really handy place for your travel brush, and then lots of room for mixing. Now, the thing that makes this so unique is that you take these two containers, you slide them into place, and it becomes a real nice portable palette that, let's say this is my leg, you can drape over your leg, fill these with water, and you have plenty of water. Now, I love this one, but sometimes I go to places that are a little harder to get at. And so I really need to keep my kit as minimal as possible. So let me move this out of the way. So this little fella is what I use whenever I really want to make sure that I'm going as light as possible. Sometimes I just want to take out my sketch pad with a pencil and a little watercolor. Sometimes I go up into the mountains and I want to be as absolutely light as possible. So this is the micro. It's brand new offering. Make sure I have this in focus here. There we go. And let's look down at the table. This is really about the size well, it's about an inch thick, and it's about the size of a credit card. And so you're not going to get much smaller than this and have it be usable. But let's go ahead and look down on the table here, and I'll show you how it all goes together. All right, that's a little bit better. So here's the pouch that it comes with. This is your little Portable Painter micro palette. And we'll put this over to the side. They give you this really handy little insert that if you open it up on the back here, it shows you exactly the steps that you need to use in order to put it together. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put it together. Now, pop off this lid, just move that out of the way for a moment, and you take the nested palette out of, this is the water container. pop this open and you can see you have room for 6 half pans. I think that you can also use full pans in here as well, but for my purposes, 6 half pans works great, gives you more colors. So in order to use this, you just take and you slide this water container onto the one side. Then you take and you slide this mixing palette in here, nice and snug. This is an extra little mixing area if you want to use that. But I use this for something else, and I'll show you whenever we get to my sketchbook exactly what I do. But this is all really well pulled together. On the back here, you see you've got a little finger holder that you can use to hold on to your palette if that's how you would like to use it. I tend not to use this down here. I like to connect it to my sketchbook a little bit differently, but really nice, very efficient design. That's the thing that I really love about the Portable Painters products, is that they have them really well thought out, and you can tell that artists have given input on what they need, what's essential, and what is just fluff. So get to a blank page, take off my clip, and assemble my micro palette. Now, you can go ahead and hold it if you want to with this little finger hold here. I find that I have a much better way of using it. I'll take this little mixing tray, I'll slide it in a few pages, use my clip, and clip it down. And it's not going to go anywhere. Get that? Put a little water in your water cup, and you're ready to go. The water gets dirty, you just dump it out, put new water in there. A second way that is really nice and convenient, very easy to do, is you take your palette here. You see you've got this little thumb grip, a little finger grip here. It folds out, and you're going to take your clip and just attach it to that. So if I can turn it on the side here, take my clip, attach it to the little finger grip there, and then normally what I'll do is I will paint on this one, but I'll leave it up here, and then when I'm ready to paint on this page, I'll go ahead and take and move this over to this side, and then that way you're not losing any paper. But I mean, it's easy enough to paint on the whole thing with this being right here. It really doesn't get in the way much. You can move it however you want it. Now, before I get into doing the sketch real quick, I know I'm going to get this question: what are the colors that I have in my palette? I always use Daniel Smith watercolors. My yellow is Hansa Yellow Medium. My warm red is cadmium red medium hue. Quinacridone Magenta is my cool red. My blue is a French ultramarine. And I have 2 modifiers. One is a transparent brown oxide also. And then my final color, my gray, what I like to use whenever I'm doing just a monotone sketch, is called Sodalite Genuine. It is the perfect mix for if I'm doing a pencil, a graphite drawing, and then I want to add some tone to it. This looks just like graphite. I can use water-soluble graphite, but I find that with that it's a little more messy. And the other thing I like about the Sodalite Genuine on this paper is that if I re-wet it, I can pick up some of it. I can move it around a little bit, even after it's dry. So I really like that. The other great thing about this Sodalite is that it's very granulating. And if you like granulating, this is a great color for you. This is a lot like the technique I used when I was a storyboard artist, except I was using markers then. But it's a very fast technique, it's a lot of fun to do, and I found that the palette did really well. But it was pretty easy, so let's try something a little more challenging for the palette. What do you say? I'm going to go ahead and start on a sketch of a place in Yellowstone National Park called Lewis Falls. It's not very far at all off the road. You can do a little pull off there. And in the fall, it is just gorgeous. The back hillside is a fire with color of reds and yellows and oranges and greens and blues. I mean, it's just amazing. And so that's what I'm doing here. This is the falls that I'm laying in right now. And then I'll go ahead. I'm really always trying to just put minimal amount of drawing down. Then I'll go over it with my watercolors, let those dry. And on this one, I'm going to go ahead and take a watercolor, a waterproof pen, the Uniball Eye, and bring out all of the drawing that way. I approach watercolor with these kind of sketches very differently than if I'm out painting in oils. In oils, I'm looking to paint the light effect that I see there and be very accurate on the colors that I see, the values. With my watercolors, I really let myself just relax and invent colors and have a lot of fun with it. It just really depends on what it is I'm looking to do that day. And so you'll notice that the colors on this are really pushed, and I do a lot of splashing and letting the colors blend and bleed together. And when I do that, it's amazing to see what kind of accidents can happen. And you don't really need a whole lot of room on your palette in order for that to happen. Don't be afraid to let your colors mix a little like there. I went from the brown right into the red. You do that, and you very rarely have reds that are 100% red without being contaminated by another color. So you're actually going to want to have some of that happening. And let your colors bleed into each other. It's a lot of fun to see what can happen. Watercolor is such a fun medium, and that was something that I didn't understand at the beginning. You can treat it completely differently from any other medium, and you should. You should. And heck, if it doesn't work, you haven't invested that much time in it. Try it again or try a different one.
Let the first sound you hear be a beating heart, speeding bright, speeding bold. As when your eyes come to me, I'm humbled constantly, a supernova in sight. Fall of the mountains in your breath. There are dreams, there are dreams. Remember, yours is the heart that paints the world the very best in the colors of your life. So be kind, have courage, treat yourself with dignity. Walk tall, speak sweetly, be brave enough to leave. It's when you're caught in the darkness that comes over me. yours is a light, and the darkness cannot be. May you find that your heart, it burns as big as your mother's, and your smile just as bright. Remember grace when you fall and turn to shadows like your father, and the words to make it right, make it right. To be kind, have courage, treat yourself with dignity, walk tall, speak sweetly, be brave enough to leave. It's when you're caught in the darkness, it comes over me. Remember yours is a light, and the darkness cannot be. That yours is a light, and the darkness cannot be. And as you fall into stars, find your place among the orchards. Know you're perfect as you are.
Coming down to the end of the first layer of the paints here. Pretty soon I will put down my brush, but just trying to get a little bit of cohesiveness and add in a little bit of the purple. Pulling it together just a little bit more. So once you do that, you have to let it dry. It won't take long, just a couple minutes, especially if you're outside. And of course, if you're in the studio, you have your handy dandy blow dryer that you can use. Let's move everything off to the side. But this is the Uniball eye. It is completely waterproof. And there's all different colors. This one just happens to be black. But I love these. These are absolutely waterproof. A lot of times they'll call them waterproof, the manufacturers, but in point of fact, once you start putting down some water over the top of it, you'll at least get some ghosting, but not with these. And you get the idea. Let's go ahead and speed it up a little. Over along this side, there are lots of trees, a lot of deadfall on here, so I wanted to make sure that it gets some of that.
Time won't stop, so gonna get on the ride, twisting and turning through life. No matter how rough it gets, I'll get by. Home moves with me.
Here you can see a little bit better the detailing, the sketching with the pen going down. Before you couldn't see it all that well, but it is visible.
I know that every day will always bring me something new. Every day will bring me always bring me something new. Every day will bring me something new. Every day will bring me something new.
So here's the finished sketch. I let it dry, and after it dried I went in with some white pen and finished it up a little bit. And so this is the final look to it. Well, these are so much fun to do, and you never know whether they're going to turn out or not. That's half the fun. I really have to say that this Portable Painter micro palette lived up to its big brother. It gave me all the room that I needed for this small sketch. I only had to wipe off the palette once. I didn't ever have to empty out the water container. I just kept going at it, and I couldn't be happier with it. But having said that, you know, this is not for everybody. This is for people who need to do small works on the go, or if you have a very small studio and that your space is at a premium. This is not for doing large 18 by 24s. You'll be really disappointed. But if you work small or you work on the go, this would be a really good solution for you. And now for the reward for sticking around with the review until the end, because I know none of you would skip to the end without watching. Here's what you need to do. To be entered in the drawing for the micro palette giveaway that Portable Painter have kindly sent to me, all you need to do is be a subscriber to the channel and leave a comment telling us where your favorite place to paint is. It could be your local park, a coffee shop, a national park, or even if it's just your broom closet studio, that's great. Just put it in your comment. I'll pick the winner at random 1 week after the video gets posted. And don't worry if you get to this party too late to enter. We still want to hear from you. I will occasionally do more giveaways like this. Well, I had so much fun being able to sketch for you today. Watercolor is a blast. If you do watercolor, you know what I'm talking about already. If you've never tried watercolor, go out and get yourself a little set. You're going to have a good time doing it. It's a lot of fun, and you can really express yourself. Maybe something like this micro palette from Portable Painter. I enjoyed doing the review. I hope you learned something. I know that I did. I can really recommend this for you if you're the right person. If you go out and do plein air painting, if you do urban sketching, if you have a small studio, or if you just want to experiment a little bit, see if you like it. This is a really nice setup. And I can't forget to wish you good luck in the drawing. I hope you win. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. It really helps out the channel. I have a lot more videos. Go on over, check them out. If you like them, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification bell. And I will be uploading a new video real soon. But until then, as always, I'll see you down the road.